Hello everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. It's finally that time. I've been getting this request a lot of times and I'm happy to bring you my top 10 designer list for 2014. Keep in mind in a couple days the top 10 for niche will also be coming up. So keep on the look for that. But this one is going to focus solely on the designer fragrances, right? A couple things before I get into it. First thing, this is my list, this is nobody else's list. What that means basically is these are the top 10 fragrances that I choose to wear. These aren't necessarily my recommendations for you. I'm actually going to have another video keeping on with that to give people recommendations of what are some good summer fragrances that they can wear. But these are what I'm just wearing to give you an insight into what I'm personally choosing to go ahead and wear. Second thing, the time frames. This is my summer video, right? Summer to me, I'm in New York City, is 80 degrees and above. 80 degrees and above, it's usually hot, humid, muggy like it is right now. I've got the windows open and you really feel it temperature-wise. So I like my fragrances personally to be on the lighter side. I like fragrances to either have a cooling effect to them or have something of that sort, right? Now, with that, I feel I can go ahead and dive into the top 10 list. I don't want to talk too long, so I don't want to make this a long video. I'll make this quick and short. If you look toward the bottom, you'll see little time markers where you can get to each of the fragrances as they're listed in order. All right, so let's go ahead and start. At number 10, we have a fragrance that I have had for quite a while. I love it because it has a nice cooling feeling to it. It is none other than Bulgari's Aquamarine. Bulgari's Aquamarine. It comes in this globe-like little configuration. Kind of reminds me of a raindrop. The scent is a nice seaweed, fresh type of a scent that really kind of gives it this, I want to say, like marine type feel. I mean, it does have marine in the name, but it really does kind of give it a marine type feel. You kind of feel the saltiness of the sea in this one. You feel the seaweed, you smell the seaweed coming from it. Now, it's not a nasty type of a seaweed smell, but it smells, to me, really like the sea, and that kind of gives it a very nice vibe to it. So, Bulgari Aquamarine. Coming in at number 9, we have fragrance that I've talked about many times before. I feel that most people should have it in their list just because of the price range, and that is Nautica Voyage. Nautica Voyage. You can see here, you can search around for this. You're going to find it pretty cheap, under $20. Very nice fragrance. It goes along the similar Nautica type of a vibe. It has a sea feel to it. This one has a little bit more of a marine type of a feel to it than Aquamarine does. They take two little different directions. This one has more of an open sea, whereas Aquamarine has more of an, I guess you could say, like a harbor type of a sea scent to it, if you will. Both excellent scents in that, and it performs extremely well on that. So number 9, Nautica Voyage. Number 8, from the house of Dior, we have Dior Homme Sport. Now, I'm not sure what version this is. If you've followed me for any bit, you'll know that I don't particularly care about versions. I get it, I review it, and you guys can decipher what version it is. But either way, Dior Homme Sport has a very nice ginger, lemony vibe to it. One of my only strikes with this is it doesn't last as long as I would like it. It lasts about 4 hours on my skin, which for me is not doing too well. But either way, it has a very uplifting, sparky type of vibe to it with the ginger, with the lemon, and has a little bit more of a mature vibe. So this is something that I would wear to, I guess you could say, an event that I know wouldn't last too long, but would be more a little bit on the upscale side to it. And that's where I wear Dior Homme Sport, and that's why it's not used too much for it. Dior Homme Sport. Number 7, we have from the house of Cartier, Cartier's Roadster. This is a mint-based fragrance that smells very similar to spearmint. The main draw and the main catch for this, reason that I love it, is because of the fact that it really cools down. The mint has a really nice cooling effect to it, and on the hottest days where it starts reaching, high 90s, low 100s, this is where I bust out this fragrance, and it does absolutely fantastic. It has a very nice cooling quality to it, and it just turns things down a little bit, and I just love it for that. Cartier Roadster, fantastic fragrance for the heat. Number 6. Coming in at number 6, we have from the house of Guerlain. We have Guerlain's, this is Guerlain's Vetiver. This is one of the scents that I choose to wear pretty religiously in the summer for the office, basically. It has a very nice scent that has the bite of vetiver, but it's a citrus type of vibe. Vetiver to me, it's a very bitter type of a scent, and when used in other fragrances, it can be a little bit strong. If you've smelled Chanel's Sycamore, if you've smelled, what's another one? Man, I'm forgetting the name of it. That's right on. Oh, Encre Noir. If you're looking at something like Encre Noir, that are like the dirty vetivers. This one doesn't have that dirty vetiver-ish vibe. It has very nice citrus type of vibe to it, almost like a sweet type of vibe to it, and that's why I love wearing this one. I generally tend to wear this one a little bit more through the seasons, but I do like this one, and I'm definitely going to wear this one a little bit more this summer. Coming in at number 5, we have from the house of Chanel, Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême. This one is, I guess you could say, my darker scent for the summer. It's got a very similar vibe to Allure Homme Sport, the original one. The main difference is this has more of a minty vibe to it, and that's kind of why I take to it a little bit more in the summer. Now, this is one that you have to be very careful because it's a sweet smell, and it can be very overpowering in the summer, so you want to be very careful on the sprays. I personally am very careful with the sprays. I go 1 or 2 sprays, and that's generally enough for me and enough to kind of last me for it. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême. Number 4, we have from the house of Dior. Again, this time we have Dior Homme Cologne, the cologne version. Now, to me, this smells very similar to Dior Homme Sport. The main difference is this lacks ginger. And think of Dior Homme Sport without ginger, and to me, that's what you get with Dior Homme Cologne. And I choose to wear this one a little bit more religiously. This is a little bit more of a newer purchase for me, and I've been enjoying the heck out of it. I've been spraying it pretty religiously. It's very light, at the same time, very sweet smelling, and it still has a very nice, sophisticated smell to it. I think the ginger adds a little bit more sophistication to it, and that's why I choose to wear Dior Homme Sport for more sophisticated, and this one I wear for a little bit more casual scenarios, right? So Dior Homme Cologne. Number 3, we have another one from the house of Christian Dior, Eau Sauvage. This one is another fragrance that I use for a little bit more upscale events, and sometimes just if I feel like going out to work. This is one that I've actually regret buying, the 1.7, just because it's become pretty obvious that unless I curtail my usage of this one, I'm going to run out pretty quickly within about a year or 2. And it's because, to me, it's an excellent made fragrance. It turns some people off, but the way that the citrus is made is, to me, comes off as, I guess you could say, a little bit an animalistic citrus if you want to give it something. It's a little bit bare, it's a little bit raw. It kind of reminds me a little bit of old school citrus type fragrances before they started making them, or before they became, truly mainstream. And it kind of reminds me of old school cologne to it. So, Eau Sauvage coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have another one from the house of Chanel. We have Bleu de Chanel, which has rocketed up my list and is being used a lot more. I'm coming close to the halfway mark on this baby. This one, a fantastic scent all around, and really one that you can use year-round, but I find myself wearing a little bit more in the summer. You can use this for any type of occasion, whether it be casual, date, work, you name it, you can use it for this. Bleu de Chanel, take a gander, take a look. And number 1, I believe it's still my reigning champion for the summer, might be, L'Odyssée by Issey Miyake. I still love this scent. It's been around for a long time. Some people hate it. Personally, I'm on the side that absolutely loves it. It's got that yuzu note or kind of like a sour citrus note to it. To me, that comes across just, it's addicting. It's got a sharpness to it that makes it available to wear all year round, but to me it really shines in the summer, and that's really where it does its damage for. So L'Odyssée pour Homme is my number 1 summer scent. So if you have any questions or any suggestions, please let me know, or not suggestions, but any questions on any of the top 10, or let me know what your top 10s of fragrances that you're wearing for this summer are. I'm always curious to hear what they are. And again, keep a lookout for the top 10 niche fragrances that will be coming soon. All right, thank you, take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.